Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I am Malebungo Beni and I'm here to give you the legal advice. Just an appreciation, thank you guys for subscribing to this channel. You're really hyping me to keep on posting more videos, and I really appreciate those who are also commenting, liking and sharing. Thank you so much. So what have I been up to? I'm just going to give you a little bit background as to what am I currently doing. And surprise, I completed my articles in November 2022 and I decided to stay with the firm up until August this year. I was mainly assisting. Someone asked me to post a video about my end goal. It was actually an advice on the comments on one of my videos. I can't remember, but I'll make sure to take a screenshot. It was about my end goal as a candidate legal practitioner and whether the small law firm really equips us to the day-to-day running of the firm. Do we get to see whatever that it takes to run a small law firm? I'm just going to share with you my experience with working in a small law firm, the advantages as well as the disadvantages. And obviously this is solely based on my opinion and experience. It might not be the same for everyone working in a small law firm, so take note, this is absolutely my own opinion. Maybe let me start with how I got to get the articles in a small law firm. So I completed my studies in 2019. 2020 it was COVID time. I was unemployed, and obviously with the state of our economy, everyone was just around at home. It was really a depressing phase. I was job hunting. I couldn't get any responses from any of the employers, and I remember I kept in touch on LinkedIn. I kept connecting with some of the directors, and I would send direct messages, and some would respond, and unfortunately some would just blue tick you. That is life. Yeah, it was really stressful, just like that. Some would tell me we'll get back to you, and days would go and I'd still not get anything from them. So I decided, you know what, let me just search for all the law firms within my area. I searched for all the law firms around my area where I'm staying, and I looked for their email addresses. I sent emails to each and every law firm. It might not work for you, but it's a really good strategy. I sent my CVs to all of these law firms individually. But I remember I was so angry, I was so mad. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm really tired of sending emails. I'm really tired of not getting any responses. So I just decided, you know what, let me just send emails to each and every email address that I find on Google. I just sent the email. I remember it was even on a Sunday morning. So around June 2020 I got a job as a COVID brigade. Our main duties was to just take school kids' temperatures, just to make sure that they're on the normal temperature level, and sanitizing and taking school register. It was a six months contract, and that is how I secured my article. On a Monday morning I went to work and I received a call. Hi comrade, how are you? And anyways, that's how informal my boss was. Like, he never really wanted to sound so bossy and all that, but he called me. Hi comrade, how are you? Where are you? Where are you staying? Are you available now? Guys, yo, hey, are you available now? Where are you? I got your email and I'm really impressed with your CV and your results are really impressive. Hey, who's this guy now I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm asking, so say which law firm is this? Because I remember I said too many law firms, so which law firm is this? And he's like, it's blah 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 attorney. I don't know if you guys believe or you are believers, but I believe in God. And you know, when they talk about grace, you know, when they talk about his mercy, that was his mercy locating me at that particular point, you know. And I thought to myself, okay, how do I respond? Because now I'm actually working, but I'm looking for articles. So I was like, yes, I'm available. And what time do you need me? And he was like 11 o'clock. It was around 8 a.m. It was like at 11 o'clock, let's meet at the office. So what do I do now? I was at work in Midrand at that time, and I had to rush to his offices. It was like an hour away. It's in Pretoria. I have to rush to Pretoria. I told my colleagues around that, hey guys, this is so and so is happening now, and really grateful for them. They were so understanding. They even gave me Gautrain card. Do you have Gautrain card? Take this, use this. Like, everyone was offering, and wow, at that particular point it sounded like so unreal for me. And I'm not prepared for the interview. I remember I passed at Mr. Price. I didn't have formal clothes with me because I had two homes, you know. I was staying Midrand at the same time. It was the same time staying in Pretoria. Some of my clothes are still in Pretoria, and I'm in Midrand. I passed at Mr. Price. I looked for some I think it was, I remember the blue I was wearing some blue, navy blue blazer with some blouse and one of my pants. I paid and I wore the clothes same time. Time is running. I'm late. They said 11 o'clock and now it's 10 o'clock. I'm anticipating to arrive there at 11. No, it was not possible because I'm using public transport. So what I did, I called the office again. Hi, I am so and so. I received a call from your boss and he wants me for an interview. Could you kindly please reschedule the time? I'll arrive at 1 o'clock. I was so understanding, Judica. He was so understanding. He was like, don't worry, man, he's not here yet. Don't worry, man, he's not here yet, but I'll inform him that you are running late. And cut the story short, I arrived exactly at 1 o'clock, and Q was a nice person. My interview was really short. It was tell us about yourself, obviously introduce myself, we'll talk. He'll tell me what the firm's mission and vision is about, how he started the firm, and he'll then ask me questions or what I need to know about the firm. And we moved to tell us about yourself, and then we moved to the technical questions. He would ask me based on my CV, where I worked before and what experiences do I have. Do I have any knowledge of family law? The firm specialized in family law, if not 90% family law, yes. So I remember one of the difficult questions, not difficult, but I had forgotten, like the answer to the question was, what do you do what documents are needed for drafting a divorce summons? I did mention all the documents except from one, which was Annexure A. You know, when there's a minor child, then you're supposed to fill in Annexure A. I forgot to mention that. And then we moved to remunerations. He told me what he's offering and whether I'll be acceptable to that amount. I was obviously desperate for the articles, to be honest with you, and he offered me the job on the very same day, and he told me the next morning I can start.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah. My first day was very simple. It was just observations and sending emails and learning how to draft summons. And yeah, these days, actually the first week, it's all about observing and trying to send email or respond to emails. Now, getting back to the question of whether working in a small law firm equips you in terms of being knowledgeable on the day-to-day running of a firm, I definitely say yes. That's a definite yes. Why am I saying this? One, I learned from the beginning, like how to do administration, general administrations work. You don't normally do this in big firms because there are people responsible for the admin side of the law, which is the printing, the photocopying, the taking telephone calls, and the consultation with clients. I stand to be corrected, of course. So I'd say the small law firm also equips you not only into the day-to-day running of a firm, but also it gives you exposure and an opportunity to learn how to speak in public or in one-on-one. Tell you, my experience also included consultation with clients. I'd consult with clients one-on-one, consulting with clients, and including taking telephone consultation. To be honest with you, at first taking telephones for me was hardest thing ever, because I have to speak with this person that I do not know what is he or she going to ask about, that I don't have answers for at the moment. But over time I got to learn how to speak nicely with clients, and more especially with difficult clients. It also teaches you how to handle difficult clients. Two, if you are that person that loves going to court, that enjoys public speaking, then definitely small law firms are for you, because it's mainly litigation work. So if you are interested in a litigation, then it's definitely yes. You have seen in more previous videos that I go to court sometimes, most of the times actually. It's just that I didn't have so much litigation work, but it really equips you into the litigation part of the law. So if you are interested into litigation, it's definitely a yes. I also got to learn about the bookkeeping, how to invoice clients, drafting client statements. Obviously in some firms there's this person specifically delegated to do those tasks, but in most small law firms you'll be responsible to do all of those things: general work, consultation, going to court, as well as bookkeeping. That is a very important, because you need to be able to bill your client, and if you are looking into establishing your law firm in future, then you must definitely know how to bill your clients. And also, not to forget, you are also going to be a personal assistant. Not a bad thing, but because you're also gonna need it during the course of your career. You need to be able to keep up to date with your diary. You need to remind your principal that there is a specific appointment on so and so date. Remind them of the court cases. And obviously, if you're going to be a litigant or even working in a corporate field, you also need to know your diary. It's important to know your schedule. Now, some of the things that I didn't like about working at a small law firm is the fact that obviously the resources are very limited because of, obviously, I'd say, finances. So there are some of the things that you might not be able to be exposed to, such as proper filing. Some firms use a proper systematic filing, where you can be able to keep track of a client's files using that electronic system or software actually. With us, we had to do everything manually. You would write on your file that this is what I did for the day, or for this file So everything, both in terms of the filing system, it's manually. That's one thing that you would want to. Another thing, it's the fact that you have to know everything in your law firm, because someone could just ask something that's completely not related to your task. So you must know each and every file. Yeah, because also the staff is very limited, but there is so much work to do. I think for me, if I were to change, I would definitely not go for a small law firm, because I feel like I'm only limited to that particular law now. I am experienced in family law, so if I had to apply for perhaps a competition law firm, they would obviously want experience in competition law, whereas I only have family law. And to be honest with you, family law isn't really my strength. It's not my strong man. It's not really where I wanted to end up at, but because of circumstances, because of being so desperate, you end up being in a field where you don't want to practice in. So be very cautious when you take articles. Is it really where you want to end up at? Is it really your end goal? Do you want to specialize in that field? Because it will catch up with you in the later stage where you're now an admitted attorney and you're looking for a job. Especially for those that are looking for a job, you'll be looking for a job in a field of interest, only to find that you only have experience to this extent and you can't go that far. I'm not saying it's not possible to get employment in a different field whereas you have experience in another field, but it's really not an easy thing. Some would have to do bridging courses. Like I'm planning to do a conveyancing course to deal with property law, and probably in the near future I'll also do other courses just to specialize in different aspects of the law, just to find myself in a different field other than family law. Advice to those looking for articles: keep going, do not give up. Do door-to-door marketing, send your CVs electronically, communicate, learn how to communicate. I often advise the students that I used to come across when they were looking for articles, door-to-door articles, to learn how to communicate. Be formal, don't dress in your shorts, and dress professionally when you're going out there to look for your articles. You might be hired on the spot, who knows? Use LinkedIn, communicate, connect with everyone that you come across on LinkedIn. Doesn't have to be someone specifically related to your field, it can be anyone. Don't be afraid. Every director you see, every CEO you see, they've been to where you're coming from as well. So don't be afraid of anyone. Communicate with anyone. And one thing that I've learned in life is to never be afraid to seek help. So yeah, that's it from me. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like or share.